The following video is rated PG for puzzling gameplay. Viewer discretion is advised.
The first day of live qualifying in Tetris Attack tournament history already brought us remarkably fast runs, including a couple of personal bests. Will these next 6 players be able to keep up with the pace? They only get 1 hour to find out. Welcome, puzzlers. This is your head tournament organizer, Cards of the Heart. Welcome back to the Tetris Attack Speedrun Tournament 2023, brought to you by the League of Puzzle Speedrunners. We are in our second day of the first week of inaugural qualifying in the history of our Tetris Attack tournaments, and the bar has been set incredibly high already. Let's take a little peek at who is going to be taking their shot at qualifying today. It is going to be Tai, the Beefin 314, and Yuki Saka taking the stage first. Got 2 newcomers as well as an established veteran at this point looking to make their mark. And then we've got a few veterans following up after that with FFR Pro 21. I like being smart and 6, but our defending champion Yoshi set the bar very, very high early on, and I did all I could to keep up, but Yoshi's just too good. We'll see how long those times will stand, but those 6 players will get their chance to do what they can to keep up in just a little bit. But first, if you're tuning into this game for the first time and you're not exactly sure how it all works, allow me to take a little less than a couple minutes of your time to explain how this game works and how we are playing it in this Versus tournament. Tetris Attack is a match 3 puzzle game released for the Super Nintendo in North America and Europe based on the Super Famicom game Paled Upon. It was also localized and broadcast through the Super Famicom's Satellaview add-on multiple times throughout its service. Both versions are playable in this tournament. Swapping up to 2 panels in your stack at a time, match at least 3 panels of the same color horizontally or vertically to make the panels disappear. Simply matching 3, however, will not be enough to win. You need to make combos and chains to not only stop your stack's gradual rising for a short time and prevent your stack from breaking through the top of your field, but also send garbage to your opponent to force their stack to the top of their field. Make combos by matching more than 3 panels at once. The amount of time they stop rising the stack is minimal, but so is the amount of time their garbage makes the opponent's field shake. Quick wins can be achieved if you stack combo garbage correctly. Make chains by linking sets of matches together. Make one set of panels disappear and then let the panels directly above them fall into another match. Their garbage makes the opponent's field shake more, but they stop the rising stack for much longer. Forcing your opponent's stack to the top is more consistent with larger chain garbage. To beat the CPU opponents, you must either make sure that they run out of time while their stack is topped out, send so much garbage that they can no longer make a move, or send garbage in a way to make them think they can no longer make a move. Due to how combo garbage is handled in this game, this is by far the least likely scenario. In Versus mode, the easy level has 10 stages, the normal level has 11, and the levels Hard and V-Hard, as we call it, have 12. In this tournament, players will be racing each other through all of those stages to defeat the final stage as fast as they can. The player who does that first wins the race. The player who wins a predetermined number of races first wins the match. Best of luck to all of our players. Yes, we have 16 players signed up for this Versus tournament, and for the first time in Tetris Attack tournament history, they are doing qualifying sessions live. Each player gets 1 hour to get the best times they can in each of the Versus game levels. We have a dedicated channel in our Discord server for our players to report the times as they get them. Their timer begins when they start their first run, and when their time is up, they can only finish their last run. They don't get a chance to start another one. And this is the first of 2 sessions that each of our players have access to throughout this process. By the time we are finished with these 2 weeks of qualifying, we will have 8 players with the top scores in each level, advancing to our gold bracket to compete for the title of TA 2023 champion, and everyone else will be placed in the silver bracket. So the fastest times in each level will give those players 25 points in that level, with a maximum score of 100 points to be gotten. And you can already see, as soon as we get to those current standings, one of our players has already gotten a stranglehold on the full 100 points. It's going to be a very formidable mark to try and beat, but those players will be trying to beat it nonetheless. They are trying to beat those times and get into the brackets to compete for their portion of a prize pool that we are having for this tournament, crowdfunded with your tips, your bits, your subscriptions to our Twitch channel at Puzzle Speedrun. The bits get added dollar for dollar, penny for penny. The subscriptions get portions of them added into the pool. The rest of it covers server costs and website costs and all of that good jazz. Our goal for this tournament is $500 for the pool, and if we do make that goal, then the top 8 in the gold bracket will get awarded from the pool, but as it stands now, only the top 4 will be getting something, with first place getting 40%, fourth place getting 10%, which is still a pretty nice chunk of change at the end of the day. Our silver bracket winner will get 5% of this pool. A raffle will be randomly drawn for 2% of the pool to one of the other players. If you want to throw in your tips directly, then there is a Stream Elements link on screen you can click on to get to that. The pool currently stands at $100.64 thanks to one of our competitors, the Beefin314, for subscribing to the channel and adding an extra dollar to the pool. But also getting a piece of this prize pool this time around will be the winners of the other side tournaments that we will be playing in. If you are familiar with our minor tournament structure, then you will recognize the overall format of these tournaments, with a series of 3 qualifying races to a top 4 cut, where they will then play single elimination to compete for the entire crown. On April 1st, we will have the Endless Tournament. Simple race to maximum score of 99,999 points as fast as possible. In game level, you can leave it up to the player. The harder levels are faster, but they are harder for a reason, not just in speed, but also introducing the 6th panel, the dark blue panel. We'll elaborate on why that gets so much harder to deal with when we get to that point. Sign-ups for that tournament will end March 29th. April 8th, we will have our Stage Clear event. Again, these are both one-day only tournaments. Stage Clear, just straight up speed run of the Stage Clear from Stage 1-1 to Final Bowser. And signups for that tournament will end on April 5th. So there is still time to get involved with the festivities of this tournament if you want to play along with us. Also, by the way, I am still looking for people to possibly help commentate and broadcast the matches once our versus tournament matches get started in a couple of weeks. So if you are interested in helping out behind the scenes for the tournament, feel free to inquire in our Discord server. Before we get to the second half of our qualifying sessions today, let's take a look at what the players last time pulled off. And as you can see, our defending champion Yoshi put up 4 really, really good times, even in the limited time span that all of our players were given. I have gone through yesterday's video and adjusted all of the times. So several times have been adjusted more precisely, including Yoshi's 5:44 easy time, now the mark to beat in that level, quite frankly leaving everyone else in the dust for that one. Personally, I managed to tie Yoshi's normal time, also managed to get my own sub 8-minute V-hard just in the nick of time. Got that run started just under the gun. That's good enough for me to get into second. We have Tetris Attacker with 90 points in third, Corey BLD in fourth, Lunar Chimera fifth, Fortnite Mike 6th, Zeplander in 7th. And we do have 6 more that will be taking to the stage today. Ty, again, one of our tournament veterans at this point, is currently scheduled to take the stage first, though I have not heard from him today, so whether he will be a bit late to start, we're not sure. He'll definitely have the time to join in, that'll be sure for sure. This session's a little bit lighter than it was yesterday, so there is definitely room. We also have room for 3 more players that will be joining after the first session: FFR Pro 21, I Like Being Smart, and 6 free expert players to our tournament scene. But the 2 I'm most interested in looking at today are our newcomers, the Beefin314 and Yuki Saka. Yuki does not have any times currently posted to our qualifying leaderboard, so I quite frankly have no idea how they're going to perform on this stage. I have no point of reference to start from. On the other hand, Beefin has top 5 times in all the individual levels, so I can see Beefin ceiling in these sessions, but maybe he might be used to resetting so much he may not finish necessarily good runs in these sessions. That will be something worth trying to find out. By the way, there is a prediction in the live Twitch chat for whether we will end up seeing a V-hard time under 8 minutes today. We did get 2 of them yesterday. FFR Pro is playing today, as well as Beefin, who has an under 8-minute V-hard. So there are at least 2 known chances to see that V-hard time. So perhaps people watching live can bet their channel points to find out if we are going to see those 8-minute under V-hards happen. But let's go ahead and get right into our action with our first 3 players, that being Ty, the Beefin314, and Yuki Saka, and that is going to start right now! And yes, unfortunately, I still have not heard from Ty today, so he is expected to play. And I suppose when he does show up to play, then we can accommodate him accordingly. Oh, I am going to go ahead and let Beefin and Yuki know that they can start. Let's put on music as well. Looks like both of our players are going to start with easy mode. Seems like players have been trying to warm up for the levels that they are the least comfortable with, starting with the most comfortable levels and then going towards the opposite end of the spectrum. So we will be getting our first look at Yukisaka. He is from Germany, and that's about all I know about him. He does not currently have any times submitted to the leaderboard. Beefin is definitely no stranger to our leaderboard and starting off very strongly with a 14-second Lakitu. Cannot wait to see what kinds of times Beefin will be able to put up in this live setting. I don't know if Beefin has played in too many speedrun races with other people either. I fully expect Beefin to get a top 8 time and really show his stuff in the gold bracket. I don't know if he will be necessarily used to that environment. Only time will tell on that one. And we do have plenty of room in our schedule to accommodate Ty as soon as he shows up, so I'm not going to be too worried about him not playing on time. I actually thought Ty had told me earlier this week that he was going to be at some concert this weekend. I may have mixed that up with someone else. In any case, you can get a glimpse here of why easy mode can actually be one of the most difficult levels to optimize. Easy to play, hard to go fast. Because a lot of times, and Yuki almost became a victim to it with that Poochie, Beefin seeing it from Wiggler, you're often going to be sending your attacks at the point where these foes will be progressing towards matches on the top of their stack, leading to garbage clears, and those garbage clears are really going to be wasting everyone's time. They are the biggest time wasters in all of easy mode. I have gotten word from Ty that he is in the process of starting up his stream. So we will be seeing from him in just a moment. Again, these players have limited amount of time to get their runs in. You can see the timers on screen for Beefin and Yuki counting down from 1 hour. So whatever runs they can get in that 1 hour, they are more than welcome to do. And that's a timer to start runs, not to finish them. And once the hour is up, they can finish the run that they're on, but they can't start a new one. With that limited amount of time, they will have to make every run count. Ethan looks to be on a decent pace. Into effectively the second half of the run. Any stage on under 20 seconds in easy is actually pretty good. Yukisaka trailing a little bit behind in that regard. The times still look fine. I think he's still on pace to finish under 7 minutes. Oop, couple lines short from Beefin. Sending a chain to finish the topping off. That's going to be enough for 23 seconds. A little over 5 minutes. Looking to be about 5:20 entering cave. So that's 2 stages to go in easy mode. That is definitely looking like somewhere in the 6:30s. And he'll probably finish for first attempt. Ooh, the lag chaining from Beefin is very strong. Getting that X7 chain like it was nothing. Leading to a nice swift 16-second hook build. Okay, it sure looks like Yuki knows how to chain. Yuki seems to have what it takes to get decent enough times. It simply becomes a matter of how much does he know the speedrun strats. Does he have the discipline to not do too much? Should be like 7 lines of garbage needed for these stages. That should ring true at least through the entirety of hard mode. Okay, plant needs to stop. Oh, that's gonna be a 6:45 for Beefin on easy mode. We'll go ahead and mark that one. Yuki entering the final stage of easy mode at about 6:45 himself. There's some improvisation being put on display here. To get to that X4 chain, is this going to be enough? Might need a couple more lines to deal with the down stacking, and there it is. You might count that as a 7:17 for Yuki. Not too bad for a first appearance. Take another gander. Tie stream is still not live. Have plenty of time. We expect to be here for at least the next 2 hours as we accommodate another set of players to qualify for Gold Bracket, including our very own I Like Being Smart chatting it up at the moment. Alright, there's tie stream all ready to go. Go ahead and send him on his way. But yes, for any old attempt, I would say Beefin's 645 was not all that bad, all things considered. And Yukisaka putting in a first quality time for his first foray into our tournament scene. Just his first foray into the speedruns in general, it seems, as we don't have any times posted for him. Tai is starting off on easy. Anything that we know about Tai, it's that he definitely loves his 4 combos. The 4 combos coming out in droves. So we do have to wonder how the combos will stack for him. But he should have very little trouble bringing the right attacks, bringing enough attacks to each opponent. It's as Six often says, there is no such thing as noverkill. Never change, Six. So we've got Beefin in the middle of a normal run. Yuki also getting through stage 5 of normal. These 3 players seem content to start with the easy levels and warm up towards the harder ones. So I think Beefin was already playing for about 2 hours before this session started. So Beefin should be fairly warmed up. Just my guess. Looks like Raphael is getting warmed up to waste a little bit of Beefin's time. Still under 5 minutes heading into the cave. It's a very good benchmark to try and hit if you want to compare yourself to the top players. If you want to compare yourself to our defending champion for some reason, maybe you switch that to 445. Hey, 13-second hook, Bill. Okay. With 2 stages to go, this normal run might be on pace for something good. Was that an 8 combo I saw, Yuki? Okay. Okay, Yuki does seem to know a thing or two about arranging things. And Raphael there barely down stacks to death. Tai gets a 16-second easy stage. Is what most of our players would hope to see every time. Beefin has a sell for a 27 Piranha Plant, heading into the final stage of normal. Ooh, I do like that 8 combo Tai put together. Getting the 15-second blarg. When you're trying to go ultra fast in this mode, the number of combos you're able to make in your chains will definitely allow you to get shorter chain sequences to drop attacks on your opponent faster. And once again, we have a phenomena of normal runs being faster than easy runs, as Beefin clocks in a time of 6 minutes 44 seconds. Now with 2 runs on the board in this session, in each category, can contribute a maximum of 25 points to the player's final score. Only the person with the best time in a level gets 25 points on that level, and everyone else is graded on a curve based on that fastest time. You can already see Yoshi yesterday pull off 4 great runs to get all 100 points. Will Yuki be finishing this one? Yes! 7:39. For Yuki Saka's normal time. Assume Yuki will now be going on to hard mode with 17 minutes elapsed in this session. Beefin is now on hard. Tai is now on the last stage of easy, looking for a time somewhere close to 6:30. Let's see how he does. Well, there might have been a 5 combo for Tai to get with those blues if he had seen it. Oh, the combos were just held up. Will this be enough? Oh, that last little bit will do. And I think we will call that a 6:29 for Tai's easy run. These players are manually operating their timers. It's a very convoluted setup to try and automate the timing, and I can speak from that with personal experience of trying to do that with console games. So players are hitting keys manually to stop their timer. And considering the instant nature of the timing with which these runs end, there will necessarily be, on average, 2 to 3 tenths of a second of delay between the actual end of the run and the player's recognition of that to stop the timer. It's not so bad for the earlier levels, because once you send enough garbage to these opponents, they do have a tendency to go down quickly, and you can anticipate the end timing in those instances. But I do go through each of these videos and verify all the final times that our players submit. So this is very interesting that Tai is going back to easy mode. Like, certainly he knows that he can take like 30 minutes to do all of the levels eventually. So I'm sure he knows that he has time to get through all of the levels. So if he's in one mindset, wants to finish one of the levels with a good time, that's certainly his prerogative. Okay, Yuki here is rattling off some decent times. Yeah, 13 Blarg and a 12 Lunchfish on hard. That is definitely not easy to pull off. As I say that, Yuki gets a little bit of difficulty starting this next chain. And I am seeing some good things from him so far. I do wonder how much longer Tai is going to let this easy run go, because there are 2 stages over 20 seconds, and it's going to be very hard to even get under 6:30 with that kind of start. Alright, 2 stages to go on Beefin's hard run after that 18-second naval piranha plant. Beefin looks to be on pace for a top 5 spot, if not top 4. Now, top 5 might be a bit tricky considering... Top 4 might be a bit tricky considering Corey pulled off an 823 B-hard. Even Tetris Attacker's 841 would be a bit of a reach. There is Lunar Chimera's 910 B-hard and 833 hard that people might be able to get over. Okay, Kamek, you can stop now. I mean, once we get here, I believe once you get to hard mode, these foes do start learning how to make basic chains. So they do have the potential to waste a little bit of your time. Tai going big with some lag chains. Going up to X6. And that's enough for a 19 Blarg. Will Bowser be gentle this time? Down stacking into death. 754. For Beefin. Really getting some good times up there for the first run through. It really is going to be the consistent players that show their best on every attempt. It's the consistent players that are going to early on post good times, but the others who might be a bit less so do in some ways have enough time to post good runs in like little flash of the pan moments. Well, Yuki's going to have a bit of trouble building chain on this Bowser. Yuki needs to raise his stack more, I think. Kind of awkward to give that warning since Tetris Attacker played yesterday. That's the thing we were telling him to do for years and years. Yuki needs a chain. All these singles might be a bit fruitless at the end of the day. That 4 chain will help. Ooh, Bowser ruined a chain that he had going. Oh, Bowser gets a combo to extend things further, and that's going to be a chain off of the garbage. No, these foes don't know how to chain off of transformed garbage. They didn't get that quality until 2000 Pokemon Puzzle League, and Yuki Saka takes a death. Oh no. That is unfortunate. Gonna go ahead and perhaps give that run another try. He has about 33 minutes left to do so. So we will give it a shot. This easy run cannot beat Ty's existing best of 629. Wonder if that means he's going to move on to normal. Oh, a couple lines short is beefing on this Bumpty. And after, I think that was a 13-second start with Lakitu, decided he's going to just take his chances on another attempt. Like, Beefin's been on the grind for these levels so often. He has a fairly good idea of how much time he will get to get a good run off of the ground. With 30 minutes to go, he certainly has plenty of time to aim for at least a sub 9-minute V-hard. Sub 9 minutes would absolutely place him in the top 5. Oh, that 8 combo in the middle of that 8 combo for that from that 2 chain from Ty. We do love to see players pull off the combos in the middle of their chains. There's a reason that Yoshi 112 is our back-to-back Puzzle League Tournament defending champion. Not only sweeping the Tetris Attack tournament last year, but also all of the Pokemon Puzzle League tournaments that we did, including Marathon and Spa Service. One of the big reasons for that is that Yoshi wows with superior setups for combos within chains. Alright, it appears that Yuki is rattling off some good stages in the first half of this hard run. Getting through Froggy in about 3 minutes. That is probably on pace for a low 7-minute time. Although the chains need to be a bit bigger in order to get that more consistently. I'm personally aiming for 4, 5, 6 chains depending on how many combos I make. It's very hard to make enough combos to top off these opponents with 3 chains. Froggy giving Beefin a bit of a hard time. But that V hard run still looking to be on a 9-minute pace. Ty might be looking at a low 7-minute pace actually on this normal. Might not quite be up to his personal standards. Ooh, Blarg went for the leftmost green match instead of the 6 combo that was right in the middle for him. These CPUs do definitely behave in odd ways. This was before anyone seemed to know how to properly program a competitive CPU. That really didn't seem to happen until the Game Boy Advance Puzzle League game, I think. I mean, Pokemon Puzzle League had a CPU that knew how to chain off of transforming garbage. But considering how you can manipulate combo garbage to make them think that they have no valid moves with somewhat relative ease when they actually do, that CPU had a little bit of work still to get refined. Alright, Ty's normal run is about to enter cave at about 5:13. Beefin's V-Hard is looking to enter cave at about 5:35. Seems like in a panic, Yuki is sending a bunch of single lines. Very understandable extended trap to get into, but it is really lengthening this hard run. I imagine that run can still get done in under 10 minutes, but it's not going to be automatic. Ooh, Beefin might be stuck in Hookbill jail. Hookbill has sent a sizable amount of garbage, and Beefin does not have a good counterattack ready. Might be a place where Beefin's more preoccupied with dealing with Hookbill's garbage than sending a counterattack. Hookbill might not be topped off for a while. Oh no. Alright, has Ty sent enough combos to top off normal Kamek? Kamek should not have time for anything else. He will not. And Ty finishes normal with a 7-12. Just a second under Lunar Chimera's time, for reference. This hook bill is still going for 2 minutes, and that is a loss for Beefin. Going to reset the whole thing. He knows he can do better than that hook bill. I know he can do better than what he showed in that run. He actually has a 715 V-hard to his credit. He's 4th on our leaderboard right now. So I know that he knows that he can put together a lot better V-hard time. I did not catch the end of Yuki's. Hard to get a precise idea of his time, but we'll go ahead and log that in as 9 minutes 8 seconds. We'll see how V-hard decides to treat him. Oh, the combos are not there. V-hard Lakitu is kind of mean in that he's fast enough to clear extra things, but not aggressive enough to raise a stack, so there are plenty of times when you do need to send 8 lines of garbage to V-hard Lakitu. Alright, Ty must think he can get a better start on normal. Very interesting strategy that Ty is going with. Most of our players seem to try to do one run of each level before working on the weaker areas. Ty appears to be committed to doing 2 runs per level. Which, assuming he does not reset a single time, he would have time to finish 2 V-hard runs in that instance, and if he was really fast, he might be able to start a 3rd V-hard run within that time frame and still get in 2 runs on each of the other levels. We call that in the business a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him. Oh, Beefin doesn't like the way that hard run's going, and that V-hard run's going. We'll reset that as well. Looks like Yuki has taken at least 1 reset on these V-hard attempts. There's definitely a minimum standard that you probably want to hit in order to proceed with runs in this setting. It's not going to be as high a standard as you would put in a personal best grind. Like, Beefin's one of the few players in our field who could conceivably compete for a world record. And you would not try to compete for world record in a limited setting like this when you don't have all of your times on the board. Although I don't think that necessarily stops Yoshi too much. Doesn't necessarily stop Yoshi from going for some world record strats in races either. May have contributed to why Yoshi had to do a bit of a loser's bracket run in last year's tournament. I'm going to try not to reminisce too much about my match with Yoshi in that loser's bracket. It was so close. Alright, Beefin spams enough combos to get a 20-second Poochie. Ty gets enough combos for a 16-second normal Hookbill. And once again, Yuki is trying to get off to better starts on his V-Hards. It should be reiterated, don't have to finish one run of each level. It's just whatever runs you can get in. You can get started in the 1 hour time limit. You are free to try and attempt. Okay, Ty might be in line to finish this normal in a time under than his current posted easy. Going into this final stage. Kamek does kind of turn up the matching speed to the point where you probably do need to send a big chain like an X6. Oh, but Ty's tendency to spam 4 combos, just not letting that stack as effectively as it would otherwise, but that's still good enough for a 6:35 normal time. That will definitely cut down quite a bit on that time for that score. So the way Ty has been proceeding on this session, I would expect him to go on a hard run after this. Ethan exiting the first half of V-Hard at about 4 minutes. That would be on a pace for about a 9-minute time. Already had a set of times hover into the mid 8 to 9 minute range. We still have 3 more players after this to play in today's live session, and then due to time constraints, we have 3 more players who have been permitted to do their live sessions on a later day this week. I think for the most part, they're all going to do their sessions on Monday or Tuesday on their personal Twitch channel, so you may want to tune in to them to see how they're going to do. I believe both Tayman and Razorflame have committed to doing their runs on Monday. And Voodoo, I believe he said maybe Tuesday? Double check my messages to make sure of that. I actually haven't been given a time by Voodoo. And actually, now that I think about it, Razorflame's not going to have time to do any sessions live with the rest of the players. So I believe Razorflame is going to be doing his first session tomorrow, and then I have permitted him to do his second session on Friday. As long as they all declare when they are going live with their sessions and then posting their highlights from Twitch within a reasonable period, and we'll let people do their runs whenever they need to. Alright, I've been slacking on giving time warnings to our competitors. About 13 minutes left for Beefin and Yuki. Beefin looking to finish this V-Hard in under 9 minutes and take control of 5th place. Yuki getting through Lunchfish in about 6 minutes. Probably looking at an 11 or 12 minute time with that one. Oh, one of Bowser's pillars got lowered. Beefin has sent plenty of combos, but Bowser is just so fast here that he has enough time to get to everything, and he's going to get a chain off of this garbage. How lucky. Second tier of panels will wreak havoc for a little bit, and that does manage to clock in under 9 minutes for the Beefin 314. 8 minutes 57 seconds is that time. And there is that 5th place standing for the moment, with a little over 10 minutes left to go in this session. While I have a moment, I will let our next set of competitors know they will be scheduled to start in about 30 minutes. Hopefully I'm not giving too much clackety keyboard ASMR. I definitely know quite a few people that get uncomfortable with those kinds of sounds. Alright. Seems like Yuki has taken a minute to get a run started. I will actually go back through the video if necessary and find out if any of these runs actually finished. I don't think they have. Ethan going to a 7 chain to get Poochie topped out. That will do just fine. Ooh, Tai is building on the lag chains onto Lunchfish. Again, going with the 4 combos, though. I'm trying to remember if Tai was the kind of person that stacked a bunch of 4 combos in PvP. I think he is. I think he has that reputation. Which that kind of formula would play a lot better in Pokemon Puzzle League's one-player stadium. Pokemon Puzzle League in general would play a lot better with double 4 combos, but here you're just looking for things to stack nicely on top of each other, and 2 4 combos garbage just falls right next to each other. They don't fall on top of one another. Tai will be entering Hard Cave in about 5:16. Yuki Saka definitely seen quite the flashes of brilliance from him to this point. There might be a world in which he gets on a bit of a run. Hope he decides to play along with us and keep working at it. I am seeing some good things here. Okay, game, you need to stop giving these opponents chains off of garbage. These foes don't know how to do that, and you're just wasting our time. So Beefin is working on hard for this attempt, which is one of the weaker times that I think he posted can get reasonably better with. Entering this cave at 4:45. That should prove to be enough to get a chance at improvement, especially with that 10-second hook bill. You love to see that. 10 combo from Tai onto this hard Bowser. Gonna need 8 lines. Gonna need 9 lines. Has plenty. And that will be a 748. For Tai, right within a mishmash of players hovering in the 8-minute hard mark. Now Beefin and Yuki are under 5 minutes to go on their first session. It's the first of 2 that they are allowed to take. And if you want to make these efforts even more worthwhile for our players, you want to support what they are doing in this tournament, support what they do in general, we do have our crowdfunded prize pool that you can still contribute to with your tips, your Twitch bits. Even subscribing to our Twitch channel at Puzzle Speedrun can add a little bit to the pool. Ooh, let's see if Bowser will be gentle here. That is very gentle. Call that 706 for Beefin, which is a sizable improvement. Just barely squeaking over Corey BLD for 4th place right now. With 3 minutes left to go. You're getting our players up against the end of their clock. I will be giving Beefin and Yuki a warning. A notice in just a couple minutes that their time will be up. And when that time is up, they will be on their very last run for the day. Alright, Ty, with 12 minutes left on his session, is working on a decent by his standards V-hard. Swap the wrong thing to try and continue that chain. But Blarg is working on a fairly high stack, so this has a chance to work out eventually. Ty might need to raise his stack a bit more to get enough ammo. Oh, this one's going to take a minute. On to the closing moments of Beefin's and Yuki's sessions. Beefin working under the gun to get the last V-hard attempt in. And with about 15 seconds to spare, Beefin does get it in. I don't think Yuki has finished a V-hard to this point, but this will be his last chance to finish one. Beefin's last V-Hard is good to go. I will let Ty know just a second that he has 10 minutes left. On his session, right as he finishes the bird. And right after this group of players is done and offline, we will then turn to FFR Pro 21, I Like Being Smart, and 6 for their first sessions of the tournament. Cannot wait to see how those two will do, especially Smart and 6, in more limited time environment. Got some fairly exciting moments between the two of them in Pokemon Puzzle League's last qualifying. We'll see what kind of efforts they will be putting into this time around. Yuki Saka is starting Raphael the Raven at 6 minutes into this V-Hard. Beefin is at a little under 3 minutes starting Froggy in this V-Hard. And with a little under 8 minutes left in his session, Ty will be entering V-Hard Bowser at a little over 8 minutes. So if he doesn't get Bowsered, look out. Ty might be staking his own claim to the top 4 if this ends up being good. And that is looking okay. I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily know Ty to go for an 8 combo like that. Oh, just one more line! That was one line away from something like 16 seconds. And now Bowser is getting extra tiers of panels to work with, getting the lag chain off of the garbage. Excuse me, Bowser. Excuse me. Oh boy. Oh boy, this is Bowser being Bowser. At least Ty's PvP experience informs him as to how much time he will have to survive on this level, but Bowser's not really giving him much to work with. So, goodness. 936 after that 1:19 Bowser. Oh boy. Oh boy. Still good enough to overtake Lunar Chimera for 6th. Can't be too pleased with how the end of that went, though. He will get one last shot, I would imagine, to start that V-hard over. You'll have 5 minutes to start a quality V-hard run. Meanwhile, the other two players on screen are on their last V-hard runs. Yuki will eventually be finishing one. Might be 12 minutes, but it will get done, I believe. Beefin's V-hard is about 6:30 entering cave. He's going to need one of the best caves of his life in order to beat his existing 857. Beefin's actually fairly close to Tetris Attacker for the 3rd seed. Again, it is the top 8 that will be entering our gold bracket to claim the title of TA 2023 champion. There is a consolation bracket for the next 8 players to play. Alright, Kamek, are we done here? No! Still not enough to top off Kamek. Oh, Kamek still finds ways to make chains. Kamek getting to that as a chain just in time. That's going to add a little more stop time to his stacks. It's going to allow him to get to more garbage clears. This one might be problematic for Kamek, though. It is. After minute 37, Yuki Saka is finally onto the final stage. And don't look now, Beefin does have an outside chance of beating his existing V-hard time. Is going to take an under 20-second Bowser, but it can be done. 8 combo to start. No good follow-up there. Chains are small. 5 chain from Bowser. Oh, it's gonna give him time to start a chain. And this V-hard will not beat Beefin's existing time. But a pretty strong debut for our first time competitor nonetheless. And Yuki Saka has left Bowser absolutely crushed at 12 minutes 36 seconds. That is a pretty good exclamation mark on a set of runs that was otherwise fairly troubled. But Yuki does get on the board in all 3 runs, in all 4 categories. Now that those two are done for the day, Go ahead and remove them from screen and thank them for playing. Oh, Ty has 15 seconds to start a run. Ty's got it in time. Oh boy. At the last minute shenanigans of people posting their runs in time. I mean, that did kind of enable me to get my 757 V hard yesterday. And definitely appreciated the effort, Yuki. Definitely saw some very good things. Hope you're willing to work at it and improve for the next one, because never know. Definitely saw some good things to be proud of. Alright, with Ty on his last run, we can go ahead and possibly get some other players on screen. Give a nice warm welcome to Six and FFR Pro. See them get off to their first runs of this tournament. FFR Pro, of course, being one of only 2 3-time Puzzle League speedrun champions in our history. Yoshi actually looking to be the 3rd to join that club alongside FFR and myself. Those very, very exclusive clubs. And as soon as I see Smart live, then I can tell her to go as well. It should be coming up fairly soon. There it is. Alrighty then. I have given the signal to go on when they are ready to begin. I like being smart in the top right, 6 in the lower left, FFR Pro in the lower right. Most of our players have decided to go into one direction and move towards the other end of the difficulty spectrum. FFR Pro deciding to start with the hardest levels and then take on the easier ones. In fact, I think only the third player in the field to do that. Along with, I believe it was Tetris Attacker and... Oh, this is going to bother me that I don't remember. One of the players in our first session. I remember that much. It was Lunar. Lunar Chimera started with the hardest level first. Ty, meanwhile, getting hit by an 8-chain by V-Hard Hookbill. It's going to be very hard to beat his current 936 best with where this particular run is going. There are still 3 chances for really good stages. But I am not personally holding my breath. There just is a beauty with the raw output of garbage that FFR has the speed to pull off. And Ty told Piranha Plant to get conched. But yes, FFR has one of the fastest cursors in the Western world. It can be fairly easy to get lost and mesmerized in the things that he's able to pull off. And sometimes FFR tries to go for too much, which is going to be fine in this setting. Like having an hour to pull off runs does give a little wiggle room for multiple attempts. But he does end up being a little bit of a wild card heading into the final stages of the tournaments. Alright, I Like Being Smart is now ready to begin. Starting on the hardest level first. Very interesting indeed. That has not been a common strategy, and yet 2 of our players have went for it. And with that, Ty is not going to be able to improve his V-hard time. But he does have enough for 6th place right now. And considering that FFR Pro and Tayman have yet to play, Tayman will be looking to play out his session on his own time sometime tomorrow or Tuesday. Ty's 86.95 might put him on the bubble for this one. It's definitely going to depend on what 6 can do. 6 usually very adept more at the easier levels than most. There's a consistency to his play that will enable him to post some pretty good times early on, I think. But that will do it for Ty. He'll get one more chance sometime next weekend to, I imagine, fix up that V-hard, if nothing else, for that final score. Oh, easy hookbill gets to the garbage clear. Now 6 has to sit through a little bit more. That's one of the frustrating things about trying to optimize easy mode. There's a timing to it that's just a little bit harder to manage. The way most people get to the timings on their garbage sends tends to coincide a lot with the opponent getting a regular match on their top line, just not even considering the incoming garbage at all. And for now, we will log in 6's first run of easy at 6:39, putting him on the board first in this group. But FFR Pro is working on a fairly nice V-hard. Has a decent chance of finishing in under 9 minutes. FFR bringing a lot to a Kamek that is throwing down a 6-chain, but there are pillars. The screen will shake about from the chain garbage. Kamek's not going to have much time to work with here, and that will be a Bowser entry at about 8 minutes flat. Alright, has 6 set the combos for this chain? He has, and that's a 12-second normal Lakitu. Very nice start for him. I like being smart. Nicole is going to escape from Lungefish at about the 5-minute mark. Working on a fine pace on her own right. Will Bowser cooperate, or is he just going to chain like nobody's business? This is gonna be a 9 chain. And that's going to buy Bowser a lot of time. And FFR did not send enough. Okay, this might be a moment of Bowser jail that FFR Pro is in. Is gonna work to rebuild that attack. Gonna decide to cut it off there at the 6 chain. Bowser working on a 7 chain in retaliation. That screen's gonna shake violently when everything falls, and then the greens are gonna fall in time to get another garbage clear. Bowser might have time to flatten this out and get a 6 combo. Oh, that way. Getting the 6 combo that way. Okay. And running out of time. Getting under 10, though. We'll call that 947. For our 3-time champion. And he is getting back on that horse to try and improve on it. He is currently 5th on our V-Hard leaderboard. He certainly knows how to get a better time than that. Got smart sending medium-sized chains to Hookbill here, looking for remaining combos to top him off. And that leaves Hookbill absolutely crushed. Get conched. That just... it almost doesn't matter how long it takes. Like, that just feels good to pull off. And FFR's V-Hard Bumpty almost got enough time to extend that stage even further. This run probably not quite on the good start that the last attempt was. FFR does know how to pile on the chains. Definitely knows how to find the combos within those chains. It allows a level of consistency that we don't see from most players. FFR is one of the greats in our community that stands out from the rest. Feels like we have a group of 5 that stand out above everyone else in speedrunning. That is FFR Pro, that is Yoshi112, that is Tayman, that is Foxyman, that is myself. Between those of us, as well as BB Forky, who along with Foxyman are both not participating in these festivities. The 6 of us have combined for all of the final 2 matches in our Puzzle League tournament history. Alright, Nicole is on to V-Hard Bowser, little under 10 minutes. 6 has 2 stages left in normal, aiming for a time under 7 minutes. on that one, 6 evolving into one of the perennial contenders for a top 5 seed. 6 could very well be one of those people who benefits from this final bracket being single elimination for the first time. Especially after in 2021 he pulled off arguably the greatest upset in tournament history with a 4-1 win over the eventual champion FFR Pro. Alright, we'll check the tape later on that one, but I Like Being Smart does finish her V-Hard, and we'll call it 10 minutes 30 seconds. And 6 appears to have finished normal in 6:57. So looking at those two times, they appear to be in line with the likes of Beefin and Corey. So 6 is probably gunning for a top 5 seed when today is all done. Now Smart starts her hard run. She has made her intentions known on her broadcast. He's going to start with the hardest levels and go easier. Then circle back to the other levels as time permits. Again, to get a good score for qualifying, you need to have times in all 4 of our game levels. That's easy, that's normal, that's hard, that's V-hard. So most of our players have taken to the idea of doing one run, finishing one run of each of the levels, and then with their remaining 30 or so minutes, going to the next, going to the levels that have the most improvement in them. Right, so it was FFR deciding to circle back on V-Hard, and it looks like Naval Prominent did not want him to play. So that run will get reset. And the reset discipline could easily prove to be the most important aspect of making the best use of this limited amount of time. With 1 hour per session, you want to be able to get onto the best runs that you reasonably can in that time. Perhaps you don't want to continue a run that you know 100% you can do better than. Sometimes you don't want to be stuck on one of those bad runs. Just because you've got 1 hour, you need to get a time down. Like sometimes things will happen and the run just doesn't turn out how you want. It can definitely feel okay to just reset a bad attempt and get to a good attempt as soon as you can. We have 2 players in this session with 20 minutes elapsed. 3-time Puzzle League champion FFR Pro 21 is on. Is looking for a second completed V-Hard run to improve an existing time. FFR Pro has 1 run down. 6 has 2 runs down, working on the 3rd. I think Being Smart has a few more minutes left on her session, working on her 2nd category of the day. You are watching the Tetris Attack Speedrun Tournament 2023, brought to you by the League of Puzzle Speedrunners. I am the head tournament organizer for this tournament, Cards of the Heart. I have done my own runs for this qualifying, as will everyone else that is participating. Each of our players get 1 hour in each session to get the best times that they can. And those times can carry forward to the 2nd session that will be happening next week. And just whatever runs you can get started within that 1 hour time limit are the ones that you will have to live with. And these players are reporting the times that they get as they get them. Just add a little bit to the scramble. There is still time to get involved in these festivities, however. We do have 2 other game modes that we are testing each other in this time around. Just like our last Pokemon Puzzle League tournament, our Endless and Line Clear modes are going to be tested as well. Endless Tournament we are playing on April 1st. Stage Clear Tournament we'll be playing on April 8th. The people who win those tournaments will get a little piece of our crowdfunded prize pool as well. Although, let's be real, we'll probably have to congratulate the one and only Yoshi in advance for probably winning both of those tournaments. Because Yoshi swept the Marathon and Spa Service tournaments last time in rather convincing fashion. And 6 finishes Hard Bowser in 7:43. 3. Matching Tetris attacker's time in that level, actually. I Like Being Smart finishes hard in 8:15. Falling a little bit behind Fortnite Mike and Lunar Chimera's times. Or a little bit perspective on where those two might ultimately land. Alright, is Plant going to be out of position for this one? Plant might be out of panels. Plant is conched. 2 stages to go. FFR, in most circumstances, will be getting a sub 9-minute time. Keyword most. Now, with Smart going down the line, he has picked normal. 6 has one more category to fill in. He's going to work on that for a bit. Oh, 6's Lakitu is really low. That needed like 9 or 10 lines. That's unfortunate. Like, 6 has 30 minutes to play with to get a good run started. He can afford to reset a bit. FFR deciding he's not going to reset on VHard anymore. He's going to try to get times on the other levels now, starting with Hard. Hard and VHard do play on the same versus speed, for lack of a better term. Easy plays on level 2, normal on level 4, hard and VHard at level 6. So if you are experiencing some troubles with VHard, maybe just go back to hard and take a little bit of pressure off of you just from what the opponents are getting to do. Might be just what the doctor ordered to get you back on track. And if you've gotten acquainted with Pokemon Puzzle League speed, like several of our community members have, then normal mode would probably be the best level for you to start at. It's interesting. Pokemon Puzzle League's one-player stadium levels. This plays at 2, 4, and 6 for their easy, normal, hard levels. Pokemon Puzzle League's plays at versus levels 1, 2, and 4. Which, for our better players, might explain the exasperations with how slow those levels are. Alright, I will prepare to tell our bottom 2 players that they have 30 minutes left on their session. 6 has 3 runs on the board. FFR Pro, trying to get a good VHard time down, has only managed 1. And there's certainly no rush today to get a time in all 4 categories. There will be one more session that our players can get. The reason you would want a run in all 4 categories today is to have a much clearer picture on what you would want to work on next time. This was part of my thought process designing the qualifying periods. Just give players enough time to do a run in each level, and then also have a sufficient amount of time to work on each level more closely. Like, work on it, not drill it into the ground. Like, the seemingly unlimited sessions we had for Pokemon Puzzle League, by comparison, were a bit too much. People were getting much too close to their personal bests anyway. Again, as a note to everyone watching, not all of our 16 players will be playing live this weekend. 3 names you see on the bottom there: Fudu, Razorflame, and Tayman. Will be taking their sessions probably either Monday or Tuesday. I have given them until Wednesday to do their first sessions, as long as they declare when they are about to go live with their sessions, and then post the highlight of their session in our score reporting channel, and the run will still count. The runs will still count, even. I think the Dr. Mario community does that for their monthly tournaments. I really looked towards Dr. Mario and Classic Tetris for ways to revamp the tournament format so that players don't get burnt out on playing so quickly, because we do have a problem in this community with burnout. And oh my goodness, that is an emphatic statement from I Like Being Smart, finishing that normal with a 738. Oof. That was a spanking that Kamek got at the very end there. Sometimes that's what it takes. You've got to be able to send 9-10 lines of garbage in a pinch. Also, congrats to Ty for a normal Mr. Pibb earlier today. And FFR Pro finishes that hard attempt at a 717. Now with 2 runs on the board. .717, I believe, is our 4th fastest hard time on the board. Next to Yoshi's 645, next to my 654, and next to Beefin's 706. So for Beefin's first tournament festivities, he has definitely shown some chops. Now 6 working on V-Hard Bowser with a hope of finishing in under 9 minutes. Bowser's a bit out of position here. Gonna get that garbage clear. Will he have time for anything else? Oh, there's a very accessible second tier option for Bowser. And he goes a different way to get to it. Okay then, 6 will finish that V-Hard with an 846. And that will be good enough to overtake Ty for 6th place. That puts Lunar Chimera on the bubble, who would be expected at this point to get bounced as soon as FFR Pro finishes his last runs. Nicole does get a nice little exact kill on Wiggler, though, allowing that easy run to move on fairly smoothly. Seems like she'll be able to overtake Yukisaka for 3rd seed in the silver bracket once she finishes this run. FFR almost gets punished for leaving Froggy a little bit short. Stages are still under 20 seconds, so that is still fine. FFR is definitely one of those people who is adept at finding combos within chains. So he is one of the few people in our field who can afford to cut chains a little bit shorter. Oh, look at that from Nicole. Smart. Look, using a random match as a platform to arrange a 5 combo. Like, that is one of the uses of random 3 matches that I would say gets very much overlooked in our community. Like, not every match has to lead directly into a combo, into a chain. Sometimes that space you can just use to get something that you're looking for. Alright, she does finally top off Raphael the Raven to enter Easy Cave at about 5:45. That's with 2 stages to go. 6 working on improving the normal time. That Wiggler not helping favors much. 9 lines required for FFR's normal hook build, though. Does manage to get it down in 15 seconds. Quite the numerous combo selection going on from FFR Pro. Oh, the 8 combo didn't quite get down in time to prevent that garbage clear. That will only waste a... No! It was supposed to only waste a few seconds, and then a chain came out of nowhere in the second tier. Okay, that's a bit unfortunate. There's nothing you can do about that. Once that garbage clear happens, anything that happens in the second tier is just going to happen. Oh my. Alright. I Like Being Smart finishes easy with a 7-13. Now she has all 4 runs on the board, solidly in 11th right now. And FFR finishes normal at 6:38. Just a handful of seconds faster than Beefin, but a few seconds slower than Ty as well. I imagine you would want to try to finish easy now. And with the easy run that he usually gets, I imagine he would get comfortably into 6th. Really the V-hard that is holding his score back right now. But he can spend plenty of time next week to get that V-hard down to the time that he's shown to be capable of in tournament play. FFR 6 trying to get to that 8 combo was just one swap away. Does drop enough combos down to take care of the plant. And Smart showing what she needs to do with easy. 6 chains, 7 chains are probably going to be fairly good. And Smart's extensive Pokemon Puzzle League experience does give her the ability to be able to find more chains to top off these opponents with. So now it is I Like Being Smart with 20 minutes left to go on her session. Her and 6. She and 6 have all of the categories filled in right now. FFR Pro probably going to want to revisit Easy at some point in this process too. Like, unironically, I think the 2 levels that I would want to revisit in my next session are V-Hard and Easy. Wait, V-Hard? Wait, that doesn't sound right. I mean, V-Hard and Easy are my 2 weaker levels. I think I was just hoping for any hard time under 7 minutes, and I have that. Normal times, my normal time's tied with Yoshi. So I could probably sleep comfortably letting that one alone. So for me, it would just be Easy and V-Hard. And it's going to be tough for people who get under 8 minutes in V-Hard to improve on that any further. There aren't too many people that are capable of getting multiple sub 8 minute times in very short succession. I'm one of them, Yoshi's one of them, FFR, I would argue, is one of them. Oh, that 9 combo from Smart went to the 4-chain 6 combo. That was so pretty! Damn right you're gonna reward her for that game. Woo! She really has worked so hard on her combo play in recent years. Getting some good lessons from our very own Tayman on how to do that, and man, has it led her to do some amazing things. Oh, 1 line short on the lunchfish, though. Going to allow fish to get a little more time. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. So that V-Hard is going to be entering Raphael a little at under 5 minutes. FFR Pro finishing up his first easy run. Trying to get the 4-chain on that last 6 combo. Does not quite get the timing for it, but he will not need it, as Piranha will eventually go down as soon as he stops chaining. Okay, that'll work. Count that as a 621. And with that, FFR nips on Corey's heels for 5th place. FFR should have time to attempt at least 2 full runs of V-Hard. He knows he can do better than that 947. Maybe 6 could circle back onto the V-Hard and improve on his 846, though 6 tends to do better on the lower levels anyway. I think he can get better times on those lower levels as well. And it stands out, he's working on easy. Entering easy cave at about 5:16. So I could see that going into the 6:20 range for him. Combos FFR gets to look so effortless. FFR was prepared for 7 lines. Poochie needed 8. Sometimes V-Hard do be like that. Now, smart Nicole has to wait a little bit further, a little bit longer for Plant to take care of himself. 6 will be finishing that easy run at 6:28. That should be an 11-second improvement. Six creeps closer to 6th place with that. And Smart has left Kamek absolutely crushed. Oh my. Again, I don't care if it takes a bit longer to set up. Those just feel good. Those just give you the feel goods. So now a decently gentle Bowser can give Smart a sizable improvement on this time. Okay, she is going big with the chain as Bowser goes big with the stack raise. That's going to make the screen shake a lot and give Bowser time to start chains, and start chains he is going. This is going to be at least an X8 or 7. There are pillars holding up Bowser's stack, but a lot of chain garbage, and it is done. And count that time as 9:44. Or I like being smart. She will hang in there in 12th. And with 10 minutes to go in her session, she does, at the moment, have a faster V-Hard than FFR Pro. Also a faster V-Hard than my first finished run, for what that's also worth. Ooh, Raph gets to that garbage clear in time. May not have time for anything else. And FFR will be entering the cave cutscene in a little over 5 minutes. So he should be well on his way to getting a V-Hard that he can be comfortable with. Alright, that is 10 minutes left for Smart. on her session if she wants to work on anything else today. FFR and 6 are creeping on to 5 minutes left on their sessions. That would barely give 6 time to potentially finish this easy. And then perhaps start maybe a hard run. The hard run is barely giving 6 more points than V hard. I would say its magnitude's easier to improve. Okay. Cave has not entirely caved FFR's run in yet. There is still a chance to post a really good time. FFR does get a 5-chain onto Kamek. Kamek does manage a 4-chain in return. Gonna get a bit out of position for this one. FFR's had time to send plenty of combos, but that chain guard is still going to waste a lot of his time. But Kamek does not have time for anything else. So there is still a chance for a low 8-minute time for this V-hard. Just don't get Bowsered again. I don't know what that would take, but please don't get Bowsered. Oh, that chain might be a problem. This chain might help. As long as it all drops. Bowser is going to be able to start a little bit of a chain. No screen shake. And that will be an 8-11. Let's call that 8-11. For our 3-time champion. That is more like it. That puts FFR into 3rd place, with 2 minutes left on his session. That is our 3rd fastest V-hard on the board. Again, behind Yoshi's 736 and my 757. Still being on that level 6 state of mind, FFR is going to work on this hard run with his final 2 minutes. Six has about 2 minutes left on his run. That should give him time to finish this easy. Ooh, I fully expected Hookbill to have time after that match to get to the garbage clear, and he did not. So there's a very good shot of a low 6-minute time in Six's future. I can't remember what his personal best is in easy. Oh, that's a decent recovery to get a 5-chain off of that. Oh, down sacking the wrong way. That's a 606. A nice chunk improvement of 22 seconds on Six's easy run. So close to being being graced with Mr. Pibb's appearance as well, and that barely edges Beef in for 5th place. Well, well, well. Alright, so that will do it for FFR Pro's available time. Wherever his last run ends is where he will be ending his session with for today. Putting up a very strong performance. As expected from one of our champions. 6 started a hard run, right? Glancing at 3 different screens, even this gets a bit hard to tell. I think V hard is a secret level. It's not even called V hard in this game, so there's no special graphic for it. You always have to look between stages to see which level you're working on next. It is hard. 6 working on hard for his last run. FFR working on hard for his last run. Smart has 2 minutes after the conclusion of this easy run to get one more in. Her easy time to beat is 7:13. If she can keep the chains together, she should be able to do that. That looks to be a good set of combos in the chain. Oh, needs one more line. Oh. Not quite have enough to get one more line in. But this should finish under 7. We'll call that 6:48. We'll call it 6:48 and figure it out after the fact what time it actually was. It does get her closer to Zeplander's standing. She's got 1 minute to decide what she wants to do next, if anything else. And again, this is just for the first session for all of our players. Our players will get one more opportunity to get in and improve their current times. After next week's sessions, we will be seated for our bracket. Our top 8 will be in the gold bracket. Our bottom 8 will be in the silver bracket. Alright, all 3 of our players deciding to take their last runs of the day on hard mode. FFR's hard run is on Kamek. And it doesn't appear to have a chance to improve his current 717. So that will do it for his session. Fairly secure in third place for the moment. FFR finishes the hard run with a 739. Again, not going to be enough to improve his current best on the board. But by all accounts, it rounds out a fairly productive first session. I would say this session has been kind to 6 as well. He's going to have to motor from this point to beat his 743. But the 606 easy and 846 V hard are pulling quite a bit of weight towards, from what I would project from here, his 6th place position. It's just been nice to see the progression that 6 has made throughout these past few years of tournament play. From holding rivalries with people in our redemption bracket, now silver bracket, to toppling one of our giants unexpectedly in this tournament 2 years ago. Six always comes out as one of our perennial bracket favorites. The only reason he didn't make it in our last tournament is because the group he was piled into was stacked so high. Now that there are no groups, perhaps 6 will be able to soar. That was a 758 on 6's last hard run. Not going to be enough to improve the hard time. Still almost 90 points overall after one day. Certainly does not look that bad. And don't look now, but Nicole is entering Hard Cave at under 5 minutes. This looks to be a very nice run that she's working on right now. We might be able to put the spotlight on her as this session comes to a close for today. Down to her final 3 stages. She's finding some fairly accessible chains, not trying to go for too much. That's a 13-second plant! Well, well, well! Well, well, well. Like, like, Nicole's progression has just allowed this to happen every once in a while. That 6 chain should keep Kamek very busy. Oh no, Kamek's gonna get the chain! Like, she's continuing to send more, which is good. It's a bunch of 4 combos, but that will keep Kamek topped off as soon as this last sequence hits. Crunched! Alright. That could have been disastrous for her. As it stands now, she has a fairly good chance of improving her current hard time. Hoping for something in the 730s, I would think. Let's find out. Oh, I think she has 6 combo in mind. In the middle there. Oh, there was an 8 combo she could have gotten to there. It's so hard to find these things in the middle of battle, but... Oh, 2 lines short! So Bowser might be too out of position to do anything more with this. Screen shake a bit more. 1 more. Garbage clear. Now Bowser's way out of position. 741. A nice 34-second improvement out of that. And that puts her... That... Oh... Like, this happened with Pokemon Puzzle League last time, too. Smart put up a time that was a bit of an anomaly from everyone else's... This 741 beats 6 and Tetris Attacker. Like this 741 does get to play with some of the top players in our field. It beats Corey BLD. It beats Ty. Like, where does that rank on our hard board? There's Yoshi 645, there's My 654, Beefin 706, MFR Pro 717, and then I Like Being Smart 741. Top 5 hard time right at the end. Very nice. Very nicely done from Nicole. You can have that to build on for our second session next time. So there we go. Let's take one more look at our standings after one full week of competition. The other 3 will be playing their sessions out within the next couple of days. But at the moment, it is Yoshi 112 at the top with a clean sweep of 100 points. Full marks in each level with hardly any competition close to him. Like, for instance, the closest easy times are Tetris Attacker's 601, My 605, and 6's 606. Normal, someone is at least tied Yoshi's time. Hard only has 1 other sub 7 to play with, and V-Hard only has 1 other sub 8. But FFR Pro today did put up a very nice set of runs, V-Hard especially, to get that third spot. Tetris Attacker has slipped to 4th with his 90.24 points. 6 made his way into 5th with 89.22 points, just ahead of the Beefin314 with his tournament debut. A very, very nice showing. Could be fairly secure into our top 8. I'm sure Tayman will have the most to say about that, and that will probably put Ty as our bubble boy. That'll make things fairly close. To round out the rest of our board at roughly 89 points flat, it is Corey BLD in 7th, Ty in 8th, Lunar Chimera 9th, then Fortnite Mike, I Like Being Smart, Zeplander, and our other newcomer, Yuki Saka. Appreciate everyone for coming out. So again, in the next couple of days, Fudu, Razorflame, and Tayman ND will be playing out their sessions on their Twitch channels, so make sure you go check them out. I believe Fudu is at Fudu42, and Razorflame still Razorflame Kun. I do believe. But we'll give fans opportunities to go check out their sessions when those get in. Anyway, soon as I am able to make a few more adjustments and then take a gander at what is going to be happening over the next few weeks. We do have one more qualifying session for you all in this tournament. Players will be working on their weakest times throughout their last hour in this phase. And then we will be onward to quarterfinals in each of our remaining, each of our single elimination brackets. So we can take a look throughout the rest of our schedule. On the weekend of the 18th, we would have quarterfinals for the silver and gold brackets. They'll get shuffled around based on player availability, and we'll let you know on our Twitter at Puzzle Speedrun the schedule changes that come up as a result of that. Then the next weekend, our semifinals in both brackets will be played. On April 1st, there will be no Fools, but there will be a couple of champions crowned in the silver bracket and in the Endless Tournament. Then our gold bracket will have its third place match on the 2nd before doing the stage clear tournament on the 8th and wrapping up the finals of the gold bracket. A TA 2023 champion will be crowned on April 9th. I will tell you, this will be a very refreshing change from the marathons that our previous tournaments have been. Hopefully, this will be to all of you guys' liking watching too. Some of you may want to see more play, and if you support us, you can definitely see more of that play. But maybe these shorter tournaments will be more palatable to the players and staff alike. So I hope you can join us. It won't be such a huge time commitment that you can't necessarily play in these. So hopefully we can continue to tweak with the format and allow more people to join in. Cannot wait to see if this tournament can grow back in the coming years. But that is going to do it for us at the League of Puzzle Speedrunners. More qualifying will be had next week, and we will see our final 8 in the gold bracket and in the silver bracket decided then. So, this has been Cards of the Heart. Until next time, everyone, happy puzzling.